Professor Michael Kearny always knew he wanted to be an ecologist.
My interest in biology started from a really young age. In my backyard, finding interesting animals and plants like blue-tongued lizards and cicadas.
So it's been a dream come true for him to now travel to observe the diversity of animals, plants and environments across Australia. What he didn't expect was that physics would also become a crucial part of his research.
So how hot can a species get? Has it got enough water? Has it got enough food? How fast is its life cycle going? When are the offspring emerging? Are they emerging into a time when there's lots of resources, when it's stressful? These kind of constraints we can actually work out with physics.
Professor Kearny has developed models that help predict the distribution of species in novel environments. His models link organisms' biological processes with environmental physics to understand the impacts of changing climates and human activity.
So if we're going to make good decisions about particular kinds of organisms that are important to us, we really need to understand the processes by which they're linked to the climate. And so these models, by going into the details of those processes, can help us make better management decisions.
Professor Kearny's process-based models rely on an understanding of the conditions in an organism's immediate surroundings, known as their microclimate. The models are developed not only from being in the field, but also from taking measurements of animals and their characteristics back in the lab.
A little grasshopper sitting out on a rock in the sun is not experiencing the air temperature that a weather station would record, which is about 1.5 meters off the ground.
Professor Kearny's work has made it possible to accurately calculate the little grasshopper's experienced conditions within its microclimate.
We can calculate the temperature of an animal out in the middle of nowhere in Australia within a couple of degrees and work out, whether it's going to get too hot, whether it's going to run out of water, those sort of things.
That's useful not only in conservation efforts, such as determining where to translocate an endangered species, but also in controlling the spread of pests, such as cane toads.
And so we were able to apply this approach by understanding the physics of where the cane toad can and can't live to really identify the no-go zones where cane toads will definitely not be able to go because of physical constraints.
Professor Kearny has since worked to make these tools accessible to ecologists through web-based applications.
And then the measurements themselves that we make in the field allow us to test the models. So there's a beautiful feedback between theory and observation that we get from having these models.
A transformative approach to ecology that has now seen Professor Kearny elected as a new Fellow of the Australian Academy of Science.